Awesome, awesome. I am so excited to be here with you, Ted Thomas, the king of tax liens and deeds. And this is just incredible. So I really want to just get right into it because, Ted, you are in a very unusual business. And I think my audience is going to be very surprised at how much money some of your student investors generate. So can you tell me a little bit more about this whole business and how it works?
Absolutely. So first of all, it's nice to see you again. And I'll start right out, folks, and tell you, my name is Ted Thomas. I've been in the tax lien and deed business for 30 years. I got all that white here, but I'm just proud to have some here today. But anyway, so tax liens and deeds are a business anybody can make money in. I've been doing it for a long time. So first I'll tell you about tax lien certificates. If someone doesn't pay their property tax, this is all real estate related. So if someone doesn't pay their property tax, the local government, the county comes along and slaps their hand and said, wait a minute, you didn't pay your bill. And if you don't pay your bill, we're going to issue what's called a tax lien certificate, which is just a piece of paper like I'm holding up. That's all it is. And those certificates are powerful. Now, here's how powerful they are. You don't invest with me, you invest with the local government. And when you invest with the government, you could earn 16% on your certificate, 18, 24, all the way up to 36%. And your check comes from the government, doesn't come from Ted. So you invest with the
Wow.
government, you get a check back from the government. So that's a
Okay.
tax lien certificate. Half of the states sell those. So that's pretty
Okay, wait,
powerful.
let's go back because this is incredible. Okay, so this is how tax lien certificates work.
Exactly. That's how they work.
Mhm.
And all the counties have them by the thousands. A little later on, when we get into this, I'll show you some newspapers where they have 65,000 certificates available just in Miami. Now, I'm in a little studio in Florida in the back of my office, and I can tell you here in Florida, they have 1 million certificates available every single year, 1 year. So
Wow.
everybody can take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Okay. Okay, Ted. All right. So can you tell me? So I'm getting this, and I've heard a little bit about this, and obviously I've been in real estate investment for many many years, but more of a Airbnb and fix and flip type of queen, and I did some wholesaling. So Ted, can you tell me a little bit more about tax defaulted property?
Okay, so there's two businesses here. One is tax lien certificates, and that's for all
Okay.
the conservative investors. Then the other
Okay.
business is for all the people that are wholesalers, people that want to buy real estate for a bargain. All right, so all of the states, if you don't pay your tax, half of them will sell tax liens, but all of them sell tax deeds. Now, what is a tax deed? It's a property that someone didn't pay the tax. So
Okay.
let's just use another state. So New York, for example, if you don't pay the tax, what they're going to do is they're going to send you a notice, send you a notice, send you a notice. And then if you haven't paid the tax, the local county is going to seize the property. They're going to take the property away
Right.
from you, and then
Yep.
they're going to resell it. And when they resell it, they sell it for the back taxes. So you get a discount of 60, 70, 80% discounts when you buy a tax defaulted property. There is millions of these. There's between 2 and 2.5 million every single year. And 90% of the people that are real estate investors don't even know about
Oh my
it.
gosh,
Amazing.
you're right. You are
Yeah.
absolutely right because this is an amazing niche of business that I've heard about, and I'm so glad you can share this. So Ted, can you do this type of investing online, or do you have to go to the offices? Kind of how does that work?
Okay. Well, I'm kind of an old school guy, so I love to go to the auctions, but now
Yeah.
you can do this whole thing online. But I actually have clients in the United Kingdom. I have in Bangkok. I have them in Australia. I have them Singapore that they buy online. So I'll show you before we finish this short series that we put together. I will
Okay.
actually show you people buying online from their basement home and the home in their basement, and they're making six-figure incomes. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a big deal. This
Wow.
is really a big deal.
Okay. So is this tax lien certificate business difficult?
No, I think it's very easy. For example, you could learn by starting out with less than $1,000. So all you do to buy a tax certificate is first find out if they have them in your community. If they have them, you can go to an auction and bid like that, raise your hand and bid on them, and they'll sell you a certificate. And then you just hold the certificate. There's no work. There's nothing to do. You
Okay.
just hold the piece of paper. And then when the people come in and pay the tax, you get your money plus 16, 18, or even 24%. So it's very easy to do.
Okay.
This was invented before people could read and write. Imagine that. It was,
Right, right.
it's a
This has been
200 year
around a
old. Yeah.
while. I do know that. Okay, because I have to ask all the questions that my audience is going to ask. So, And some of them are a little afraid of this. So is the government taking someone's house away, and then that's how we get the
Oh,
houses?
no, no, no. This is the opposite. This is the opposite. All right.
Okay.
So think of the whole United States. Okay.
Yeah.
Every county will sell tax defaulted property, but half of the states are very benevolent. I said benevolent. So we live in Florida. Florida's a benevolent state. So they just say, look, you didn't pay your tax. So they're going to slap your hand. Then they're going to send you a notice, but you stay in the property. They don't throw you out. You can stay in the property for at least 2 years. So you got 2 years to come in and pay your tax. Now, what if the people had COVID? Or what if they had a sickness in the family? What if they had lost a job? So what they're going to do, they're going to wait. The state's going to wait until you get your money together. Then you come in and pay for the certificate, but you have to pay interest. In other words, if you pay your credit card late, you're going to pay interest. It's the same deal. The credit card companies copied it from the counties. The counties have been doing it for 200 years.
True. Oh my gosh, Ted. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's kind of go through this because my light bulbs are starting to go off for both me and like my students and then, you know, and customer, my audience. So now that we have deciphered that people aren't going to lose their houses, this isn't complicated or difficult. So this is a business that we could kind of get into better than wholesaling is kind of what it's sounding like.
All the wholesalers come to me now. They all come to me because they can't find any wholesale.
My mind is blown. So can my customers, my students make $25,000 to $30,000 a deal? Is this true?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you deals before we finish here where people, here's what happens. If a property comes up for tax defaulted auction, now not a tax certificate, comes up for a default, what happens is the county doesn't want the property. What happened is the county confiscated the property because someone didn't pay. So if you didn't pay your tax, the county's going to sweep in there, seize the property, and then they're going to resell it. But the county doesn't want the property. So they discount it. And they discount it 60, 70, or 80%. They sell the property 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. And I can show you hundreds of those, which I will before we finish the series. There's hundreds of these everywhere. There's tax liens by the thousands. There's tax defaulted property by the hundreds. If I take you, well, let me just tease you a little bit. I won't go into it now. This happens to be the list from Los Angeles, California. This is the list of all the properties for sale. There's only 2,500 properties on that list in Los Angeles County, the fourth most valuable county in the United States. And that's how many people didn't pay their taxes right there. That's happening in every county in America.
Wow. Okay. So like I said, I get it because most of my students, my audience, they're like me. When I started, I had no money. I had multiple foreclosures, bankruptcy, bad credit. I was just a disaster. Okay. This was 2009. And obviously I'm fine now. I've rebounded, got some real estate, but I had to start with wholesaling because I had, you know, no money and all of these other things. And I didn't have a lot to start with. So can the little guy, you know, someone that was in my position start with only, you know, like $500 or whatever? Okay.
This is absolutely perfect for the little guy. I'll show you people before we finish. I've got one guy in Michigan. He just uses his credit cards to buy. He didn't have any money, just used a credit card. And in 6 years, he did 60 properties. Sometimes a property will be as low as $5,000 or $7,000, but it will be worth 50 or 75,000.
Right.
The government sells the property for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar. Now let's face it. If you go to the auction, I go to the auction, we're gonna say, whoa, wait a minute. We can sell this for 70. I think I'll pay 25 for it. You could do that if you wanted. But these properties sell 10 to 20 cents on the dollar is the low is where they start. Anybody can bid. And when you get the property at an auction, there's no mortgage. The mortgage is canceled. It's wiped out. There's no mortgage on a tax defaulted property.
Right.
I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 30 years.
Right. And again, I'm thinking through these things and I'm like, okay, right. Okay. So what about this? So I got another, what about this? Okay. So because why I went with wholesaling over tax liens as I heard this is because I wanted property. So let's kind of talk about this. Are you sure if the property, are you sure if the property owner doesn't pay the tax lien certificate that I get the property or you will get the property?
I'm absolutely sure. So I'm going to show you a video right now of a young couple in Phoenix, Arizona. I told them to buy the certificate. They spent $11,000 on the certificate and the people didn't pay. The people didn't come in and redeem it. So they bought a tax lien certificate. They did not get paid. And you're going to see You will not believe this. So hold on just a second. Let me play that video.
This is life-changing. This is something that really is something you can do 10 to 12 hours a week. You can do maybe even less than that, depending on your knowledge of that particular market or that system. This is an opportunity where you can earn more than you would at a job in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks. There's not that demand for you to fit societal pressures of getting dressed in the morning and making yourself up. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's a lot of work for women to have to also put on makeup and have to wear a certain outfit. You know, this is stuff you can do from your pajamas if you want. It's a lot easier than you think. It's not so scary once you know, okay, you can just ask these questions. And yeah. We turned to Ted, we turned to all his education, we turned to the coaching staff to get the questions we have answered because they're experts.
This particular property was a very nice property and in our opinion, nice enough to actually live in. We were in it total for $11,000.
Both of those. And we rented that at $1,225 for 15 months.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we collected all the money back from our initial investment and more.
And more.
And then after holding it as a rental for some time, then we decided, okay, the property is appreciating so quickly.
Yeah.
Phoenix was really hot. We ended up selling the property, and the sales price was?
We had a contracted sales price of $184,000 and $169,000 hit our bank account.
All right, now there you just saw it. Those people invested $11,000 and they sold the property for $160,000 because the people didn't come in and redeem their tax certificate. So here's how a tax certificate works. Now, folks, we're giving you all of it, and there's a lot we're giving you. So if you buy a tax certificate and they don't pay you, you get the property with no mortgage. The mortgage is X'd out, it's canceled. It's the legislature of the state makes the rules. The rules are, if you don't pay your taxes, the government's going to take your property. If you don't pay a tax lien certificate, whoever does pay it gets the property with no mortgage. I don't make the rules. I'm just an educator. I've been doing this for 25 years.
Right. Okay. So, okay, but here we go. Homeowner won't pay the government their taxes. What makes us think they're going to pay the tax lien certificate?
Well, if they didn't pay the government and they don't pay you, you now own the property. It's the law. It's the law across the country. I don't make the law. The legislature does.
Right.
This has been going on for 200 years. People don't even know about it. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh.
So you just saw Drew and Reisha. Now here's a couple. They just got married. They're raising a family. You know, I think they're up to 4 kids now, but at the time they had 2 and they were keeping busy, you know, so they're growing their family. And so they didn't want to go out. Yeah, they didn't want to be wholesalers. Now they're wholesalers too. So now they buy these tax certificates. Matter of fact, if you buy a tax certificate, I'll make a joke out of this now. All right. If you buy a tax certificate, you're going to go home and you're going to pray. You're going to pray they don't pay because you get the property with no mortgage. Now, I didn't make the rules, but it's the rules across the United States. Yeah. Absolutely. The rules.
And then if they don't pay, you get the interest. Worst case, you make money.
If they do pay, you get interest. All right. So in Florida, you could get up to 18%. In Iowa, you could get 24%. In New York, you could get 12%. And in Illinois, you could get 36% interest. Yeah. If you get paid. That's what you get paid.
Yeah. Okay. So they pay it, you get the interest. They don't pay it, you get the house. I get it.
You get the house without a mortgage.
Without a mortgage. I get it. Oh my gosh. Wow.
What other way do you want to own a property without a mortgage? You can rent it out.
What other way would you invest in real estate besides this? Wow. Oh my God.
Here's what's hard about wholesaling. I'm not negative on wholesaling at all.
No.
For wholesaling, you got to go and wheel and deal.
Yes.
Here, you show up at an auction. If you see the property you want, now we teach you how to do it ahead of time. See the property, you just buy it. It's over. When the gavel comes down, bang, like that, you own the property with no mortgage.
Right. Yeah,
How
oh
good
no,
is
I'm a
that?
former wholesaler. I did it. It is work.
Oh,
It's
it's
money,
hard work.
and
It's
it's
hard
what
work.
I did. And I could never say anything negative because it was the starting blocks. But man, if I'd have known about this, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Now, the beauty of what we're talking about is you can sit at the same computer you're sitting at right now. You can sit at that computer, folks, and we can attach you to every single property in the United States. Now, I'm just going to hold up a thumb drive. It's a little thumb drive that you could plug in. This thumb drive would give you access to every property in the United States. There's 200 million of them, just so you know. That's right. You could have this act. You could have access to every property in the United States just with that thumb drive sitting at your computer. So we can do this whole thing and never leave the home. You can do the whole thing. And I'm going to show you people doing that. Matter of fact, why don't I do that right now? I'm going to show you a guy that is in Canada.
Okay.
And I said, look, you want to be very conservative and you want to just buy residential lots to start. You don't have to worry about the house burning down or vandals getting in. Just buy a residential lot. So he started with a residential lot. And let me just show you that video. You won't believe this. He did this working on a computer, and he's doing that from his basement office, and he's going to make $20,000, and he's never going to leave his basement office. Is that good? Watch this.
That's awesome.
My name is Kelly Osmack, and I'm from Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm a Ted Thomas student. I had purchased a lot in Riverside County, at Riverside. I purchased it for $35,000, and after I got my title, I listed it. It was listed for a month, and I got a full cash offer of $55,000 US.
All right, now before I go to the next part of that video, that guy made $20,000, so now you know how to do it. He did it all online. Listen to this next one, same guy, and he's going to make over $100,000. Listen to this.
I went back to Riverside because it's a great place. I love Riverside for whatever reason. In May, I bought another property. It's in Desert Hot Springs. It's another 5-acre parcel. It's awesome. Yeah, I bought this property for $177,000. 5 acres of land. On Zillow, they had it listed in 2011 for $798,000. There's this house, there's another 900 square foot nanny mother-in-law house, there's outbuildings. It's a beautiful property. I had a realtor go look at it, and he said, yeah, it's in, like, from the exterior, looks like it's in decent shape, depending what the inside is. He said it could range for anywhere from 500 to 800. I'll probably clear 100,000 US on that deal. I've never left my basement office, ever.
Okay, now there you have it, folks. Now, that guy doesn't even live in the United States, and he does that all from outside the United States. So you can do the exact same thing. Isn't this something? It's unbelievable. Yeah. And for years, so we've been doing the same thing. Now, here's what happens. I can't teach you everything on one video. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to do 4 of these videos. So just kind of stay with us. Now, at the end of the video, I'm always going to tell you the same thing. Once a month, every month I do it now. Once a month, I do an all day. I said all day now. So that means you're going to start at 11 in the morning, go to 5 at night, an all day workshop so that you can learn how to do this. We're going to invite you to that. So when we finish this, right below me, we'll put a little registration form. You can register. Now, most people pay $95. You only have to pay $47. I don't do anything free, but you'll really get your money's worth. And if you didn't get your money's worth, we'll give you back your money. So you don't have to worry about that. So you only have a few days now because you're going to be watching this video, and we're going to watch 4 of them. And then on the 6th day of November, we're going to want you to come on there, and you will be astonished. Now, I'll tell you about the 6 hours. Anybody that comes on that, and when we finish the 6 hours, 95% of the people will still be on the call. They don't come and, oh, I don't like this. You are going to be astonished. My rate to keep people on is 90 to 95%. So I'm going to look forward to see you on that call, okay? So right below me is a registration point, but we're coming back with another video in just another day.